Australia just became the first country in the world to ban kids under the age of 16 from using major social media platforms legally. This isn't just age restrictions, it is a nationwide ban with huge fines, backlash, legal fights, and there's so much chaos that is going across the world, even appearing on CNN 10, which I stream every day during the week on my Twitch. So what happened? On December 10th, 2025, Australia's social media ban for under 16s officially went into effect, making it illegal for any major platforms to allow kids under the age of 16 to have accounts or even log in. And I don't know if you've seen how annoying the age verification thing is on YouTube, but doing that to a whole country, I think I would explode and die, personally. That's just me, though. Anyway, some of the big target names include things like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, X, Twitch, Threads, Kick, so many more. If platforms don't comply, they will be fined up to 49.5 million Australian dollars, which is about 33 million USD kind of ish. I don't know. It's enforcing a law. Just in one country though, not all of them, just Australia. And it's not like I'm fully expecting to go over there and have an EMP go off the moment I cross the border, but it feels like if you're going to like Australian Disneyland and you're like a kid that on like an iPad, you're all of a sudden not gonna be able to get onto like Wiz or something like that. Did y'all see Wiz? I need to make a video about Wiz. That's a screwed up website. Maybe I'll do that next. I don't know. Anyway, why would Australia do something like this? The government says that the goal is to protect kids from harm, including exposure to harmful or inappropriate content, mental health effects associated with heavy social media use, and of course, the big one, grooming. Not dog grooming, grooming. For safety, you know, teens, children, grooming. Any immunosurvivors? Anyway, the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, framed it as child welfare reform, urging teens to not just read books, but learn from them. I mean, you should be teaching your kid to read anyways, but now it's kind of enforcing it, which is good, but also could not be good, because I don't know if you've seen what people are reading nowadays. I kind of miss, what's his name, Jeff Kinney? Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Yeah. That shaped a generation. Let's go back to that. That feels better than, Anyway, there is support that a majority of Australians actually have backed this ahead of its enforcement, so it's not like they were blindsided. I mean, the kids were probably blindsided because it's the adults that made the choice, but still, Australia likes it. But now people hate it because it's global news. And there's countries like Denmark and Malaysia also looking into doing similar laws, which is crazy, and it's a little bit dystopian, and it's a little spicy, a little fruity, but at the same time, I can kind of see why they would do it. You know, y'all remember the Internet Safety Act and like how it didn't work? Now they're just doing it, but like the dystopian version. So how does all this work? Well, first of all, platforms are gonna have to have quote-unquote age verification. Again, YouTube's definitely working with that and the age verification. Personally, I'm nearly 23. I can't get my account to verify, and I've been paying taxes for like 5 years, so I don't know what's happening here. They need to confirm that a user is 16 years or older before even allowing an account, and like that could be great if the AI would actually work, but I'm just personally offended because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks that I'm still 5, and I don't like that very much because I look like an adult woman. I'm not mad about it, I just want to watch my Minecraft Don't Turn Left at the Crossroads video. Listen, I'm fine. There's things that are happening with that with AI, people checking like birth dates and ID tools. Actually, I just got my horizontal ID, okay? People now know that I can legally drink, and that's pretty cool, and I can go to jail for committing tax fraud, which is sick. Anyway, apparently all under 16 accounts are going to be either deactivated or removed. So if you have a child who's had Snapchat since the age of 2, say goodbye to those memories, even though I guess Snapchat's exploding as it is. I don't know. I never had Snapchat. I had a good childhood. It was great. There's also going to be fines. Could you imagine being like a 12-year-old child and there's like the FBI knocking at your door and it's like, hello ma'am, your kid has Reddit. We have to kill him now. I could see that happening. There's also going to be privacy complications with all of this. That means that there's going to be like platforms that need to handle more personal data, which I could see going so wrong in the future, like incredibly unnecessarily horribly wrong. You think that the information leaks are bad now. Give it about 2 years, we're going to be getting social security numbers of like children, And then that means that we get to open bank accounts in their name and commit tax fraud. Can't wait for that one, guys. It's gonna be so great. And this is like one of the several reasons why critics will be arguing that it's less about safety and more about government control of data. Like, I don't know if y'all know how bad data brokerage is, but it's a thing, and the government needs to make sure that all of their citizens' data is under lock and key, or we might be incredibly cooked. As I was mentioning, though, not everyone is particularly thrilled about any of this. Like, Reddit, for instance, is basically on fire and took the government to court. They are arguing the ban. They are threatening legal action against the government. And I'm gonna be honest, that feels more like a 4chan thing to do, but good for Reddit. You know, Slay, get it. Meta, which is, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, they all complained that the law kind of misunderstands how the platforms work, and they point out that the challenges of age verification ruins the vibes. Australia failed the vibe check to Mark Zuckerberg. You know, the lizard. Good time we're living in. There's also concern over privacy risks from collecting all of that personal information, difficulty enforcing age checks reliably, which I don't know if you guys have seen. There's people that have been verifying their YouTube accounts with like social media stars. I think I saw one that was like Jason Momoa's face, and that's how they got the age verification, which is really stupid. I love AI. And then there's also teens finding like workarounds, you know, VPNs. VPNs are going to have an uptick in purchases in the next year. Mark my words. I can't wait for this. This is going to be a whole very real, very legal battle that is going to happen with the policies. And then, of course, there are the real-world effects. On kids and teenagers, many are very confused and frustrated and underinformed. The ban doesn't suddenly wipe accounts or anything like that, and loopholes do still remain, but it's still scaring a ton of teenagers because they're just like freaking out, and then they're figuring out how to get sneaky about it and beat the age filters. Have we not seen those like yassified images, the yassified glow up images, and they're just gonna use those. Put the phone in front of the phone. They can't tell the difference. The AI is stupid. Also, the parents, lots of mixed reactions. Some of them are like, thank God my iPad kid won't be an iPad kid anymore. And other ones are mildly upset that they have to actually parent their kids now. And then, of course, there's the thing with like online friends and oh, say goodbye to Australia, you don't get to see them again. It's ripping apart friendships, but at the same time, go outside, touch grass, talk to person in class. Y'all a bunch of weirdos, you'll find each other, I believe in you. But yeah, some people are also arguing that social media can serve as a peer support or access to information, and cutting it off might isolate them. And again, the simple solution for that is make your child go touch grass. Go kick a ball. Go do a puzzle at the library. Learn how to read, but not that one. It'll be great. It'll be fine. We need to re-socialize these kids. There's a whole generation coming up of Gen Z mothers who are purposely doing a screen-free childhood because they cannot stand the current generation in school. It's a whole thing. We're regressing, but it's in a good way. I'm hoping that maybe by 2035, the current children in school will be able to read again and we'll be okay, but until then, we're kind of screwed. The law is in force and platforms are absolutely scrambling to adapt to all of it. But enforcement glitches, privacy challenges, legal challenges, and creative workarounds mean that this is just the beginning of the iceberg. The big questions start coming up, you know, will it reduce harm? Will teens just migrate to lesser regulated apps? And will other countries follow? It might just go backwards. People might just, you know, turn up the dog grooming dial a bunch and then we're all messed up. It just depends on how the children react and how the internet will also react in turn. It's going to be really interesting seeing if things like analytics drop on YouTube especially, because, I mean, come on. Have you seen those content farms? You think adults are interacting with that? Well, absolutely, but not for the correct reasons. The best thing that could come out of it is that we get a lack of Sephora children, but the worst of it, and probably the most likely thing that's going to happen, is that there's going to be really sketchy apps coming out soon, and it's going to ruin the generation instead of helping the generation. Either way, it'll be interesting to see. If you think that this is forward-thinking and maybe it can be done in a good way, tell me your thoughts on it, because I'm like super curious how people are kind of seeing this. I've heard a couple of opinions on it. It ranges from just parent your children to this might be fascism and we're all dead. So it's a little bit of a duality there, and I'm really interested to see what the rest of the world kind of thinks. Also, I kind of want to invest in a VPN now. Maybe it's all a NordVPN ad. Who knows? Anyway, I'm Zebby. Don't fall down. Bye forever.